So when I was a kid, these comic books I used to get, the Superman and Amazing Spider-Man comics books were my favorite. And then in the back of them, there was all these the same ads you always got, with the toys that you had to do something about it. You had to sell it to somebody and you'd get points, you get something, you order it. There's always this, my favorite was the X-ray vision glasses, right? That I so much wanted to get because, why we wanted to put on X-ray glasses to look at the girls, right? So, and then now I realize what that really is. Janet taught me this, the divine energies, which you do after you amalgamate, neutralize, and you do the divine energies, say divine vision, divine clarity, divine understanding, divine expanded perception. And then these she when I began doing this, these are the ones she taught, the first ones she taught me to do specifically, said do these. And then now I realize why, because I got that. She says of your actual the glass, the prescription on the glass gets weaker. You mean your eyes actually get to see better physically. But then what you slowly realize what's happening. You start seeing things in a way with the clarity and the understanding, the vision, that the expand, just like it says, the expanded perception. You look at this and you see it, and you, oh my God, like this, it's like clear as day. You see what the things people say, the things people do, things you do, right? The things you do are so much more apparent because you're seeing, what your thoughts are, right? You know what you're thinking more than you can tell other people, right? Usually, right? And then so you get better at seeing more, so much more underneath the subconscious becomes more conscious. Both in what you're thinking, you see what you're thinking, and you see more of the subconscious behind the thoughts you're having, and then you see more behind other people, what they say, what are they thinking, and what's behind those thoughts. You see, and the more you do it, the more you see it, and then so this continuum, the spectrum, I want to describe between the very left, the people who completely deny what's happening because they're not at that point they want to take responsibility for it. It's either maybe too painful, it's just too hard, it's just not ready for it. And then so they have all these mechanisms that when you've seen that so many times, I mean, the usual defense mechanisms you read in the psychology book, you memorize it, you study it, you understand it, you get it. But then there's also, in conjunction to that, when you see it so many times repeated, in the typical clusters, you see it. They're like, oh my God, I see all these abusers. They all do the same things. They for instance, just flat out deny. It never happened. When it's right there, you see it's happening. The text is right there. That doesn't happen. I never did it, and you know it did. They know it did. You both know it happened. But they'll just say it didn't happen, and then so what can you do? And then there's all these things. You say, well, when we're arguing, so it says, no, this isn't arguing. This is talking loudly, right? When they use semantics to muddy the water and distract it, and this isn't this is that, this is that, this is this, right? It's the same crap, right? Maybe different color crap. It doesn't smell any better to me, right? It's just as bad. All you're doing is just, you know. Okay, so I gotta stop and continue later. When you see someone blatantly saying things that do not reason, right? And then the fact of the experience I had, you see the psychology teacher, who's teaching critical thinking, say things that clearly are not reasoned well, and consistently they're doing that, So yeah, the defense mechanisms, you see everybody using, you see it so many times, you recognize it. It's just so obvious. People, like, something that people do is they say it's something bad, somebody's doing something bad, it's obvious it's happening. It's just they say, I'm not doing it, you're doing it. I'm not being mean, you're being mean. I'm not manipulating, you're being manipulative, right? Because you see it's happening, but then how do I deal with it is by projecting it on you, deflecting it. You're the one who's doing it. So that's how you deal with it. And then so then there's all these techniques that people do to cover up, to deny, to the way politicians talk, for instance, right? That the purpose of what they're saying isn't to clarify something, is to muddy the water, to put confusion in it, so you don't see what's going on, right? And if they're putting confusion in so you don't see what's going on, it's clear they're complicit in what's going on. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to be. If they're trying to cover it up, right? It shows two things. Not only does it show there's something wrong, why would you need to cover it up if there wasn't something wrong? And then then you're complicit in it because you're trying to protect yourself, right? So, and the person thinks they're doing themselves a favor, but then the very fact that they're using any of these varieties of techniques to not to see it as it is, but to deny it, then that's what it. So then this is what you gotta do if you want to be healthy, if you want to do the right thing, be good. You gotta make a commitment. This line in Star Trek: your highest obligation wearing that uniform is to the truth, Captain Picard, is to really be devoted to the truth, to seeing the truth as it is, not sugar coated, not not sweetened up, as it is. And this is my commitment to you also here, to tell you as it is. And then you see, then you get into trouble for that so often because it is the truth. There's something about it, right? People hear it. Oh my God, So then that's it. So the first, the people who, there's something wrong going on, and then my favorite Bob Dylan song, the lyric, he says, if something ain't right, it's wrong. You can see if something isn't right. When you look at it, it's a situation. Something doesn't, I don't know. This doesn't, it's like, it's so, and then so immediately when something isn't right, the elephant in the room, and it doesn't get spoken, see, right? Maybe it hurts, maybe it's just so bad. All the mechanisms that go into place to cover it up and ignore it, deny it, all this stuff, distract from it, smoke screen, all the whitewash, all this sugarcoat, all this, and you see it so often. You see clear. So let's get all of that out of the way. not seeing the truth as it is. When you're beyond that point, that you see the truth as it is, and there's no mechanism in there to repress or suppress. The special distinction between suppression and repression that I want to point out. Suppression is when you see it. You know, maybe it's the elephant in the room, the thing that hurts or the thing that's wrong, and then you make a conscious decision to take varieties of steps to hide it. And then the repression is when you yourself aren't consciously aware of it. It's hidden from your own conscious mind, and then you can tell the distinction. And then that's the thing of a healthy mind. If you become healthy, then not only don't you hide something from yourself, when you're aware of it, you don't try to hide it. And then the thing about me, then I go to the extreme. Not only don't I hide it, not only don't I actually speak it exactly as it is in the broadcasted publicly, right? What could possibly go wrong with that? Yeah. So so that's the thing. Along that progression, when you look at the truth and you make that commitment, that obligation to the truth, you see it. You make it your intention, your highest priority, your highest obligation to not only see the truth, but to articulate it, you see. And then that also has all of these things. Just because it's the truth, I learned that doesn't mean you speak it, right? You gotta know how to handle the truth, right? The Jack Nicholson, what movie is that? A Few Good Men, what is that? You don't know how to handle the truth, right? You gotta know how to handle the truth, because then you don't want to get into trouble. The truth is controversial in the world of lies, right? World built of lies. Oh my God, did I just speak that? I just said I had never spoken that before. It just came out that way. Oh my God, I'll make that the title of the video. The truth is controversial in the world of lies, right? The world built on lies. That's why the Zeke show is so controversial. Because I'm going to make that my motto. Look, it happened on camera. You see it? The Zeke show. Because the truth is controversial in the world built on lies, right? My God, that is beautiful. So I love it when it actually happens on camera. And then and then now, before I would get something like that, and I would wait to talk to somebody of that has knowledge, to help me out with it, therapist, somebody wise friend, somebody, and then there comes a point that you look at it and say, look, I can see it, I can actually change it, look, it's so easy. Why do I need to go to somebody else to do it? I can do it. What am I, rice pudding? When you realize, look, I know so much now. And then at the point comes, you see, I know so much than the person I'm going to help for. What about that realization? The person who has the degree, has the PhD. Why is it that I know this and he's not seeing it? That he's in a box, right? The psychology professor that's just nutty and doesn't get it. He doesn't get what she's doing wrong, And you see so many people that they just got blinders on, the blocking what it is. So many. There's so few people who see what it is as it is. You see, and so And so then that's it. You start shining the light, and you got to be careful how you shine the light. And then so this is the thing also, that the changing of behavior, you see, that's really what it is. You see what's wrong, and then you come to the point when you can change it. And then changing it isn't the first part is making the intention to change it sincerely, and then later you learn it's just first the rudiments of it, and then later you start, you realize, look, this is like surgery. I'm learning to do surgery on this stuff. The thing about surgery is that, the surgeon doing that, they don't let just anybody cut open a body or put that X-Acto knife, the scalpel, whatever it is they use, and because you could screw it up, you could kill somebody, right? With the mind, it's a little different, because you get to experiment a little bit, but then the more you do it, the more accurate you become, and you see, you get the more fluent you become, but you see it, and you learn all the different things, and you start being able to manipulate your thoughts, the structures, the mechanisms, your behavior. And then you see that you need to be able to do that. To do it, this is what people don't realize, is for all of my life, I saw my mom beating on my dad because my dad was an alcoholic, and my dad was an alcoholic because of what she was doing. And she enjoyed what she was doing because she enjoyed beating on him. Maybe it was a good thing for her that he was alcoholic, because she was getting to do what she wanted to do, using that as an excuse to beat on him, you see. And so often you see that going on. People hurting others because of, they have behavior that's obviously wrong. And then somebody hurting you, punishing you because of behavior that you're doing wrong, not only does it make you change, a lot of times it makes it worse, see? And so when you're on the receiving end of that, because I've had so much myself difficulty with behavior flaws of my own because of experiences that I've had and what I've been through. And then making the intention to change it and seeing how difficult it is, attempt after attempt after that. It's in my videos, I'm always talking about it, right? And then once in a while you see it. I saw this dog, maybe you saw that earlier in the Bella, running around, the tiny Chihuahua, you see, and this dog came in here with this lady, and I hadn't had my experience of the dog that I had, most prominently the Cocker Spaniel Taurus that I had. Its name was Taurus. It's just running around like crazy, asking me to take it out for a walk so it can do its marking its territory with the piss and the mating, all that stuff. It's going crazy, asking you for love and attention and barking and all this stuff. It's just, it's horrible, you see. That's why I never wanted to see a dog. And then this being brings in this dog that she herself breeds and trains, that it's a little tiny dog. It doesn't bark, it doesn't run around, doesn't beg for attention. It just comes to you, and then like it'll come and it'll look at you in the eye. And there's something about the way that it does that it feels like this. It goes like, Zeke, I understand you in a way nobody else can. It makes me actually cry, and that this is what they mean by emotional support animal. This is beyond what you normally think of as a pet. You think emotional support. I mean, you pet it, you feel good. This is just beyond that. This is my guru. This is my what is this something? This something else, and that it does it so innocently and so sincerely, without any agenda whatsoever, any maliciousness. It's like so completely innocent and so benevolent and so nice and so much devotion and so pure. And then you see, this is why the people who love pets love them so much, because you don't normally get those qualities in people, right? Normally, what do the people want to charge you for you talk to them, right? So many people won't talk to you if you don't pay them, and so many have their own agenda. They want you to join the religion, the cult, or they want you to believe as they do, or they want to promote something of themselves, all these varieties of agendas and things people have. And then you realize, and then this was the thought that I had when I saw that I was reminded of my dog Toros, the Cocker Spaniel, who's doing that. And then I said, Zeke, look, that thing about that you don't like, that's what's about you, the hyperverbal, the talking so loudly, so prominently, raising your voice like that. This is what that is. You don't like the dog irritating you, being so loud and so all over the place. And then this is how people perceive you sometimes, as like this. And then when you actually see it, when you see that, and then that changes you. And then that's when you realize how you change behavior. You don't do it by forcing it. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't take. It comes back again, even if you do succeed temporarily. So this is the thing. So you realize that's just one technique. All the techniques that you change, you gotta see the mechanism actually in your mind, and then you're able to manipulate it. You just don't, you come to a door that's locked, and I see so many people keep knocking on that door, banging on it, trying to break it, yelling, do all the techniques to force something to happen, you see. And then that's wrong. That ends up causing more trouble, you see. If you come to a door and it's locked, and you ask to go through it, if you don't get, you're not getting it. If you get asked for consent and it opens, you go through, that's okay. If you not given consent, you keep pushing, then if something ain't right, it's wrong, and that's wrong. And I see so much of it. You see people yelling, people threatening, people using all the manipulation techniques. You see all the stuff people do to manipulate others, the violation. You see, you come to a door and it's locked, and then there's the other option. You get the key, and there's you can get the key, or you can make it. You can figure out, like a locksmith, how to adjust that how a lock works. It's going there and opening it up, you see. And that's what a true healer does, to change what it is that someone's doing wrong, or thinking wrong, because that's what causes the problem. Is perhaps the traumas that happen not only in this life but the previous life, the false beliefs, and which comes first. Sometimes one causes the other, sometimes the other causes this. It'll come together, the combination of all these varieties. And then you see it, when you see it, and If it really helps if you can actually remember the actual event that happened, even if it's in a previous life. That really helps to unlock it. See if you can see what it is, what happened. But even if you don't, you can also see it, not the actual event, not the actual memory, but you can see the idea that is wrong. You see how it's wrong, and then you are able to you look at it different angles and you play with it, and at some point it clicks and it corrects itself. You see, that's the way to do it. Not by you come to a door, you don't keep knocking. If you can construct a key, you construct it and you unlock it, and there's no force involved. There's no manipulation. And this is the key. Is you gotta master that to go through the door. And so many people get locked inside because they don't get it. And they force things to happen when they shouldn't. And so this is the thing. You learn the technique of how to do it right, how to change your behavior, how to help others change theirs when they willingly make the choice to do so of their own volition, and you're able to show them how to do it. They're willing to see it and work with you, cooperate with you, they get it done. And that's the good part of the spectrum. And it's not that the other end of the spectrum is you have to go through all of that blocking and denial and covering up all the mechanisms. You experience that long enough, then you're ready to see it. And when you're able to see it, you come to the point you're able to change it. And then that's the key, is master of all situations. When you're correcting yourself so much, then you can see in a situation what is the right thing to do, what is not the right thing to do, and you consciously make the decision to do the right thing. You see, and correcting anything that's wrong the right way when you're able to do so without any malicious intent, without any agenda, only because it's the right thing to do, it's a good thing to do, and you do it the right way.